So the top 3 reasons that your body isn't changing. So number 1, my sweet, sweet friends, number 1 is that you're not including your body. So for so many years prior to me studying the tools from Access Consciousness, I didn't even know my body had an energy of its own, had a consciousness of its own. I was just totally superior bitching her. She was supposed to do what I wanted, when I wanted it, how I wanted it. And that's just not how bodies work. You know, they don't take orders that well. I mean, I shouldn't say it that way. They kind of do, but when we're coming at it from judgment and from projection and not including our body, it's a totally different energy than if we're willing to co-create with our bodies. Like, recognize that your body is an energy of its own. She or he has a consciousness of its own. She or he has preferences of their own. So forever, all my years prior to taking my very first foundation class, I had in my head, based on what doctors would, you know, when you go to the doctor and they look at your height, because I'm not even 5'1", I'm very short, this reality, so not even 5'1", and then so for my weight should be, you know, 115 pounds or something like that. And so I would have this point of view that she was supposed to be that. She was supposed to be, and somewhere in my head I decided it was a size 6. It was that. And it never occurred to me to ask her what she would like, to actually include her. It was the judgment of this reality of what she should look like and what size she should be and what weight she should be and what height she should be. I mean, I was even wrong for being so short. I had all these points of views. So if you allow your body, just even acknowledge that your body has a consciousness of its own, and that together you can co-create magic. So much more than if you're trying to push or force or make the body change something. I mean, it can occur that way, but it often isn't fun, and it often doesn't stay there. Yeah. And that's when I took my very first foundation class. The facilitator said to us, go out into a public place where there's lots of people and ask your body to show you what your body would like to look like. And I was like, what? What is this crazy you speak of? So I did. I actually went out for lunch that day, and I went by myself on purpose so that I could have this conversation with my body all by myself. And again, in my head, I'd always decided it would be somewhere around a size 6. And then, as I'm sitting in the restaurant and I'm asking my body, like, show me, there was lots of bodies in there walking around, all that. And then this woman walked in, and I was like, well, I should say my body was like, there was like this, oh my gosh. And I got that. And I looked at her body and I was shocked because she was about a size 14. And that was a million miles different than from the 6 I had in my mind forever and ever and ever. And it was like, wow, all these years I'd been projecting onto her that she needed to be something that she didn't even desire to be. Yeah. So reason number 1, you're not acknowledging your body. You're not including your body. You're not communing with your body. And that means like communicate. And it's a different energy because communication often is one way. Like if I'm going to communicate, you know, to my teenagers that they need to clean up, not that I have kids, but if I did, you know, it's often like, you need to do this. So communing is a two-way street where there's a gifting and a receiving. Yeah, so anywhere you wouldn't be willing to commune with your sweet body, will you destroy and uncreate all that and return it to sender with consciousness? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, POD, POC, shorts, boys, meons. If you're not familiar with that, it's the clearing statement, theclearingstatement.com you can go to for more information. And just start. Just start by giving her a voice, or him, her or him, it doesn't matter, whatever. Just ask, you know, maybe, body, what would you like to wear today? Or next time you go to eat, body, what would you like to eat? So that you actually have a choice in that and your body has a choice in that. Okay. So that's number 1. And not that these are in any sort of order. And these might not all fit for you. So just know these are kind of like the top 3 reasons, but you might not have all 3. You might not have any. You might have all 3. You might have one. Who knows? But anyway, so number 2, the second or number 2 reason that your body isn't changing is possibly because of points of views you have in the way. So if you are projecting onto your body continuously that it's wrong, that it's bad, that it's too big or too small or too tall or too short or too strong or too weak or too ugly or too whatever it is, those are all interesting points of views. Yes, so the tool and access that we use for that is once you recognize that you have a point of view, then clear it just by, it's so simple, guys. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Interesting point of view, I have this point of view. Few times, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes if it's a really big thing you've had for a while, it might take more, but just try it. Because you can change anything, guys, if you change the point of view. But if you have the point of view, it's hard to change your body. If you have the point of view that you can't change your body, that you're too old to change your body, that you're too young to change your body, that all of those are going to be what stops you from actually changing your sweet body with your body. Changing your body with your body. And so clearing those points of views. Now, a lot of times people say, well, I don't know what points of views that I have. So here's my thing I share all the time that I recommend to everybody. Start at the top of a piece of paper, a note on your computer, whatever you want to use, and write out, I can't change my body because. Now you actually, in this case, you might want to get more specific. What is it about your body you'd like to change? You know, if there's allergies or if there's, if it's extra weight or not enough weight or whatever it is, get specific. You know, I can't heal my allergies because. So to write that at the top of a piece of paper and then write at least 10 things, 10 becauses. I can't change my allergies because you can't heal allergies, because it's impossible, because these were passed on from my parents, because it runs in the family. Like whatever crazy comes up, you just want to write it all down so that you actually can go in and clear, because those 10 things, sometimes you have more, write as many as you have. Those are why you can't change the thing. Right? That's it. That you want to know why you're not changing it? Write out your list. But then we have the tools to change it. So you can either go through each of those becauses. So I can't heal my allergies because it's impossible. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Whew. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Interesting point of view. I have this point of view until there's no energy left. Or you can go everything that is. I destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, 𝗵𝗵, shorts, boys, beyond. So you can either use the clearing statement or interesting point of view to clear those points of views. Because honestly, guys, once you change them, you will be the magic of you. You just got to acknowledge it. Now, it doesn't mean you always have to use a piece of paper and do all of that. Just start being, aware of the things you're saying and that you're thinking. Because that'll let you know a lot of interesting points of views also. If you are having a conversation with a friend and they're talking about, how their friend healed their allergies, let's say, and in your head you're going, well, as if like that they're lying to you or like whatever. Cool. That gives you great information. So now you can go into interesting point of view. I have that point of view all in your head. You don't have to do it separate. You don't have to have any other, time where you have to look at it. You don't have to do any of that. You can clear interesting points of views really, really quickly, right in the moment. Just want to be aware of them so that you can totally, totally, totally start being the magic of you and, again, co-creating with your sweet body. Because if your body is saying yes to the changes, then your body is going to ask you also to change these points of views because your body can only operate off your points of views. So if you've projected onto your body that it's impossible to heal allergies, and then your body is saying, can we please change these allergies? You can't until you change that point of view. But it's simple, right? Interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And some of this stuff, guys, as you're, let's say allergies is a thing. I'm not sure why I'm discussing allergies, so somebody out there, this must be contributing too. If you know that your friend would think that that's crazy, that you could heal allergies, don't talk to your friend about it. This is often where people really trip themselves up, because they get these magical tricks and they use them and they change things. And then they go tell the one person that, when they tell, kills all the energy, and we allow it to stop us from being the magic. So please, one of the statements we say in Access is, just for me, just for fun, never tell anyone. So, if you're able to change these things, don't tell the people who can't receive it, because otherwise you're just using that as a way to never be the magic of you. And guys, come on. Isn't it time to be the magic of us, like 1,000%? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗵𝗁𝘁 𝗪𝗵𝗁. So guys, if you're loving this, I would love for you to share it with anybody who you think might also love it. I am so, so grateful for all of you, and for your sharing of it, and for your just being here and listening now or later or whenever. Okay, so let's talk about number 3. The third reason, that doesn't sound right. Whatever. Number 3 is that you're asking for the opposite of what you truly desire. So how does that look? If you would like to change the allergies, your body says yes to changing the allergies, and then you talk to a friend about how horrible it is to live with allergies. That's asking for the opposite of what you would like. What you've got to recognize is how potent you are. So all the things you think about and all the things you say are what you create. Your point of view creates your reality. So if you're talking about how hard it is to change something, and you're asking for the change, do you see what I'm saying here? You've got to start acknowledging when you're asking for the opposite of what you would like. You could even say, hey, sweet body, can you please let me know when I'm asking for the opposite of what you're asking for, or what we're asking for? However you want to word it. So that, let's say you're talking to that friend and you're going into, oh, these allergies are so difficult and so hard and so horrible. All of a sudden, you might become really aware of how icky and contracted your body feels. And that's your body's way of letting you know, hey, dumbass, you're asking for the opposite of what we're working towards. And so it just changes it and shifts it and creates a whole new world of possibilities. Because then you actually start changing the conversations you're having, whether they're verbal or in our mind, because we're that potent, we can create with what we think also. And this is such a huge one for people. They say they would like the change. They say they're working towards it. They say they're choosing towards it. And then they go and have those conversations, or they start thinking about how it's not happening, it can't happen, it's impossible. Okay, that is actually asking for the opposite of what you're truly asking for. And there's all these energies that contribute to us. There's energies we call the elementals, and there's energies that we call quantum particulates, and the universe, and all the other energies that we don't even have words for. Everything is contributing to us. None of that I just mentioned has judgment. So it doesn't judge us when we say, oh, I'm going to change my allergies, and then we spend the next 16 days talking about how horrible it is to have allergies. It just gives us allergies and more allergies and more allergies. So this is where it's up to us to be present with what we're asking for. And those words we're speaking and those thoughts we're thinking are what we're asking for. So you can even just check in. Okay, is this conversation creating the future I desire or decaying it? Yeah, right, wrong, good, bad, online, 𝗵𝗁𝘁 𝗪𝗵𝗁s. You've got to be willing, my sweet friends, to be honest with you and change things mid-sentence if you need to. If you get through half a sentence and you recognize, oh my gosh, this is exact opposite of what I'm asking for, stop, change it. Most people don't even recognize. You can just totally just start talking about something else and just go, oh, squirrel or something like that. just start training yourself. Basically, to me, that's what it takes, is training. Training yourself to get back into what you're actually asking for. What is the change that your body is asking for and you're asking for, that if you would continue choosing towards that, would create the future you desire? Yeah. It's a totally different energy, guys. And so I would love to invite you. I'm going to talk some more about these reasons and stuff in a moment, but I would also love to invite you to, I've got a 4-month intensive starting on July 1st. So July 1st until the end of October, where we're going to get together via Zoom. We're going to have weekly Facebook Lives. You get my personal magic audio that I do for myself. I do one every week. Obviously for me, well, I shouldn't say obviously, some of you might not know me, but any of you who do know me have known that the past 6 months I've been changing my body shape and size dramatically, as if by magic, with my body. And so I do up one of these audios for myself personally each week. And so you'll get those, and something else, I believe. The clearings from the Zooms and stuff. But the link is above or below somewhere that you can access it if you want more information, or you can just private message me and I'm happy to share the link with you. But really it is about changing our bodies with our bodies. And it doesn't have to be about weight. Okay, so a lot of people are asking me that, and it's not. It's about changing whatever. It might be allergies, it might be an autoimmune disease, it might be something else, and it might be weight, whatever it is. But yeah, so we start on July 1st. Would love to have you come play. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about those reasons. Now, I talked about 3 reasons. Now, there's probably a billion reasons. Okay, guys, I could probably talk on this subject forever and ever and ever, but you want to recognize that any of those reasons are anything that, you know, when you look at it, my body isn't changing, this isn't working, it's not helping, I can't do this. Like, all of those ultimately are interesting points of views. All of those are what we're using to stop us from being the magic of us. So what would it be like if you never stopped you again? Right, wrong, good, bad, all 9, PED, POC, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Yeah. What would it be like if you were willing to go beyond the limitations, beyond the crazy, beyond the stops, beyond what maybe other people are choosing? You know, if other people around you aren't choosing to let go of their allergies as if by magic, would you be willing? Are you willing to be that different? Yeah, and that's why when I talked earlier about just for me, just for fun, never tell anyone, sometimes that's the energy behind it. You maybe don't share it. Maybe you just know for you it's changed and it's gone and it's done. Yeah, and then sometimes as you're willing to receive more and more, then you'll be able to shout it from the rooftops. You'll be able to tell people, man, I changed this. I do this really weird thing and this is what worked for me. You know, but you want to make sure you can receive that judgment or whatever they might direct at you. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming to play. I'm so grateful. Again, if you'd like more information about the program, you can message me, or the link is somewhere above or below. And yeah, I look forward to playing somewhere in the future with you all. Bye, guys.